We're
Hello.
here.
Thank you for
Hello.
having me.
That's okay. Welcome, welcome. If anyone hasn't seen Lolliedew before, they may be surprised to see a bunny.
That's me,
That's
Candy
you.
Cloud Bunny Girl. God forbid someone take you to their weird basement where they keep things. I mean, I don't think there's any place I'd rather be.
Don't worry about the skulls because they were enemies, and you're not an enemy. You are a friend.
I mean, it's good to know if you can do that to the enemies, that means that you can, you could protect me
Yes, from your enemies.
from
Yes, yes,
from
yes,
my enemies. Yes, of
yes.
which there are so very
So
many,
many.
right?
Yeah.
We were talking about earlier how Cinders like, "Oh, is there anything you don't want to talk about?" I'm like, "Oh, there's this huge scandal that I'm currently a
Yeah.
part of."
It's all those cotton candy foxes that are coming after you.
Yeah.
You know what I always think about when I think of cotton candy is the raccoons that like wash the cotton candy in the water. So maybe they would be your enemies.
Yeah. They would. I think they would. Well, okay, actually, maybe they would love me because
Mhm.
okay, I'm not just it's not pure cotton candy, right? It's clouds too.
Mhm.
So technically it like it doesn't melt the way that regular cotton
Yeah,
candy does because it's already
it's already
wet,
moist.
wet. Which is so maybe actually for once they would be able to eat cotton candy and I would bring delight to their lives.
Happiness. Yes.
But then maybe they would like it too much and then they would come after me for bad reasons. I fell
What
right
what
into your
what
trap.
flavor? What flavor is it currently? Because I know you have different flavor versions of yourself.
I do, I do. Currently, like base default is it's melon, like a
Melon.
honeydew flavor.
Nice.
Honeydew, yeah. Which, technically I have it's not you could say like the green color would be more of like the honeydew, but you know what? I like that flavor and that's the flavor I decided. So that's what it is.
Is your other one
But yeah.
lime?
I don't have I did try to like set up a more like lemon lime
Hmm.
flavor version, but I couldn't get the colors to come out very good because since my base model is like this color, it's not like I made the model with a grayscale version. If I
Hmm.
did, it would have been a lot easier to color change. Some of the colors that I can achieve are, just based off of the multiply and screen layers inside
Yeah.
VTube Studio and some of it like especially like with like those more yellow tones, it doesn't look so good sometimes. Maybe someday. Maybe when I make like my full body model, I'll do the coloring in a different way so I can have more options. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. I have like an ube one, and then I have like a watermelon one, and then I have a oh my god, I haven't streamed in like 2 months, I'm forgetting what my flavors are. I think it's bubblegum. Let's see.
Bubble gum.
Yeah, bubblegum, taro, and watermelon. That's what I have right now. When is the Lolliedew and
Yeah.
Mountain Dew? Well, I mean, they could call me anytime. I'm ready for my own Baja Blast flavor, that's what I'm saying. I'm ready for it. I wouldn't even drink Mountain Dew, but I would start.
Uh, Questions. I have many questions. I actually have a
Yeah.
lot of questions. The people who submitted questions, they really they showed up. There's
Yay,
many
good
questions,
job!
so let's go through them and let's see what people have said. When did you start streaming?
4 years ago! Today!
Yeah,
Today is my
today
4-year stream anniversary. What a coinky dink, you
it
guys.
is,
It
and we
is
didn't
it is
plan it for it. Yeah.
no, we didn't not because originally I canceled and well, I didn't cancel. I was like, "Can we reschedule?" And then, we rescheduled and then Cinders was like,
I said,
"Oopsies, I had
oopsie.
a little double booking," and I was like, "That's okay. It was my fault the first time. It's totally a wash now." And now today it worked out.
A good time. Did you spend like? I wonder if you spent like the first part of the year preparing and then you just like went for it, or was it spontaneous?
So I spent a little bit of time preparing. I mean, obviously, I feel like because I started with a PNG tuber, and I drew it myself, so there was that amount of planning. I actually my first stream, not on this account, was I did face cam streaming, um, to just try out streaming in general, because I didn't actually, like, watch streamers or anything beforehand. Obviously, I knew about them, and I had some friends who did VTubing, um, but I was coming off of an old job that I quit because I hated it, and I was trying to figure out what to do, and I was like, I kind of want to pursue my creative passions. But I tried a face cam stream, and I was like, man, I know I don't have to put on makeup for face cam streams, but also I wouldn't want to face cam stream without makeup on, and I don't want to put on makeup every time I have to face cam stream because I'm kind of slow at it. So I was like, you know what? I have some friends who are VTubing, and I am already an artist, so making a cute character seems like a fun way to go. So, I made my character and I made my overlays and stuff. So there was some time setting that up. But kind of whenever I didn't like pick today as a debut date for any reason. Like it's not I don't even have it as like my VTuber birthday. I just picked a different day for that. But I just was like, you know what? We're gonna start today. Today's the day, and then I did it.
Wait, is that what people do? Do people is that what is that what people's YouTube have their birthday as?
I think some people. I honestly I
Yeah.
don't know. I know a lot of people they just like have their birthday as their birthday, but I didn't want my birthday to be my
Makes
VTuber
sense.
birthday because I wanted to do my own IRL stuff for my birthday and not have to worry about planning. I think everybody's different, right? I guess I didn't really know going into it. I knew some bit about corporate VTubers, and I always figured like, well, they probably just pick days for them. That's not going to be their real birthday, so I could just pick a random day too, and it's fine. But sometimes, people, I think, when they hear like, oh, the first day you stream, that's kind of like your creation day, so they might think, oh, that's your birthday, your VTuber
That
birthday.
makes
It's not.
sense.
It's just you get when all the days are different, you can have so many different celebrations.
Every day is special.
No,
Sorry?
I think it's 4 years. I don't think it's 3 years. I think it's 4.
Well, mine will be 3 years next month, and I don't know whether you were you streaming a whole year before me.
I guess I don't know. Is it only 3? I thought it was. I thought it was 4 because it doesn't feel like 4, but time goes by a lot faster. Wait, you know what? I can just look on my page right now because I wrote down the date. Okay, never mind.
Is it
It's 3
3?
years.
Then we're the same. We're like basically the same.
Okay, that does make more sense because I did think we started around the same time.
That would make sense. That would make sense with how I knew you, because I know around that time I'm like, I want to find other people similar to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I met you through when I was doing the scuff emotes. I think.
No, it was before that.
Was it
I think.
before? Because
I think so.
I remember you posting your PNG to the scuff emotes.
Yeah, I think
But
we had
before that,
met
I
each
didn't do
other just a
much.
little bit before then, but we didn't know each other like that well.
Those scuff emotes really allowed me to make a lot of friends.
Yeah,
It was
I
good. I
mean,
met so many
I still have
people.
mine. I people use
Yours is super scuff. But it works. It works.
good. Yeah, I have it with the shaking, which I think
Yeah.
really
Because yours
really
was one of the first as well. It's really original. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
probably one of it's definitely, I think it was in like the first 10 I ever did. And there's like probably 200 of them now. There's
You
a
did so
lot.
many.
There's so
That's so impressive.
many.
Yeah. And you've made some other emotes for me too from like when you were
Yes.
starting like doing like emote commissions and stuff, you did some examples. I don't think I have any in the slots cuz you only have so many, but I have them on my computer. I have like the blow kiss one that you made
Yes.
that's super cute. There might be one other one. Yeah, that's also like a cool thing because we've known each other since like around when we first started streaming, like to see how things have changed. like the journey. That's been really cool, and like seeing your art transform has been awesome.
I know, going from the scuff to anything now. I wish I could spend more time on it. If I didn't have full-time work, I would probably be putting a lot more time into the art side of things. What do you do on stream?
So I do a mix of gaming and drawing for the most part. So I mean, I've been on a bit of a hiatus lately, but I was planning on coming back this week, and then went to the emergency room. Woohoo! But when I do stream, I usually do 2 days of art streams, or if I am working on art that I don't want to show on stream, like if it's secret, I'll do like a co-working stream. Um, and then I play games. I've been playing through a lot of, like, I guess you could call them retro games. Some of them are remakes of retro games,
Mhm.
like the Crash games, the Spyro games. I'm playing through like the Ape Escape games right now. I've been doing that on Wednesdays, and then on Fridays I've been playing through the Danganronpa games.
Oh,
So and
really?
then
That's cool.
yeah, I'm on the third Danganronpa game, so V3. Uh, so that's been really fun. So yeah, kind of like, I mean, I would say, and then sometimes I'll play like one-off games here and there. I like doing collabs with other people, silly games, I've played Phasmo with Cinders. Cinders was actually the first person to play Phasmo with me, kind of show me the
Yay!
ropes. And all of those friend slop games, I say that affectionately. Uh those are fun to play, but mostly those things. Sometimes I'll do like karaoke for special events. Yeah,
I
that's
don't
kind of
think
the
I've
main thing.
seen. I don't. I'm trying to think if I've seen you do a karaoke stream. I'm not sure. If I haven't,
They've
I'm gonna have to be there next time because I love karaoke streams.
I haven't done one in a while. But I'll sometimes do them for like anniversary streams, or like if I'm doing a subathon and we unlock it, or it's
Mhm.
weird because a lot of times I usually stream during the mornings and daytime for me, which a lot of people are at work for, but they kind of like have me on while they're working.
Mhm.
So like hence the co-working. But then when I do special events, sometimes like I play when I do collabs or even karaoke, I'll do those in the evenings. So because it's outside of my normal stream time, I think sometimes a lot of people like miss those. But also I can't be doing my karaoke stream because I have a roommate who
Mhm.
works from home, and I don't want to be like singing at the top of my lungs, disturbing, their work day. So there's
Yeah,
some of that.
that would make sense why I see your normal streams because they're like at a time where I'm awake. And I imagine if
Mm,
the things are for you in the evenings, then I'm probably, well, I should be asleep. So it's probably why I
right.
haven't seen it.
Right. Yeah.
What are your hobbies outside of streaming?
Well, I mean, I guess I do art on stream, but I draw. I watch I watch anime. um I watch a lot of shows with my boyfriend Victor.
Mhm.
Uh when he comes home from work, we end up watching shows a lot. I also I don't I'm starting to get more into it. Um I do really like to cook. I
Mhm.
don't always do it as often as I would like to if I don't have the energy to. I don't like cleaning up is the thing, but I love to cook. Um, I listen to a lot of music. I love
Mhm.
music. I don't know if I think there's any other like regular hobbies that I would say. What
That's,
about
yeah.
Tamagotchis? That's yeah, I do have a
You
Tamagotchi.
do?
Yeah, I have a Tamagotchi. I got the Tamagotchi Paradise is a newer style of
Mhm.
Tamagotchi that they released I think last year, and they did this whole like this road trip thing where they did pop-ups and they came to the US. I don't know if they've reached other countries yet or what, but I went to that. They had one here at our big mall, and I got one. So that's fun. And I have some silly mobile games that I play sometimes. I'm a really big fan of physical media, so I also collect vinyls.
Oh,
Although that's kind of
fancy.
expensive, so I don't buy them that often, when it's like, "Oh,
Hmm.
I'm buying this thing and it's $60." You can't buy them that often, but I love physical media and I love music, so I think and also, like, choreography, like, and the visual, like, because I think one of the things that drew me to K-pop is because of how much thought and, like, effort they put into their concepts, and their physical media. If you really
Hmm.
like that kind of stuff, it's, like, a dream for collecting, and sometimes they will release, like, 5 different versions of the same album, and then it's like, "Okay,
Got to collect
this is
them
too
all.
much. This is
Yeah.
too much, I can't do it."
Okay. What do you have lore other
I
than
do,
being cotton
I
candy and
do
that?
I do have some lore. We touched on a little bit of it.
Hmm.
I would say there's a lot that isn't fleshed out, and because like when I started, I didn't really have much fleshed out, and I've kind of like every once in a while, I'll just like start thinking about things, and I'm like, oh, that would be cute. But for right now, um, the basic stuff is so I am like a minor god. So like if you think about like Greek or Roman gods, how they have like a pantheon, and you'll have a god of like the harvest, or a god, or like, just gods that are like focused on like smaller things, like
Hmm.
pieces of nature. So the idea is that I am this minor god of the clouds, and in my land, in my world, it just so happens to be that the clouds are made of cotton candy. So I can make them, I control the clouds, make the weather in the sky.
Hmm.
And then I've also created my community, which are known as the Nimbuns. So like Nimbus plus
Hmm.
bunny. Uh, and they are made of the candy clouds. But I've given them form and they cause mischief. And there might be some cannibalism going on. It's fine because they can regenerate.
Okay. With how
But
much you
then,
wanted to eat your hair and stuff, maybe.
yeah, exactly. I had to give them the option. So yeah, I have these emotes that I made of them eating each other.
Yeah.
Um, but I basically live in this giant kind of floating house castle in the sky, and the idea is that like I travel around, and my hope is to make everyone's day a little bit sweeter. And I can, form not only can I form the clouds, but I could also just like form them into cotton candy and give them out to people as like treats and stuff like that. um I also have my like ship is controlled by a an AI, but like I don't use okay, I just want to be clear, I don't
Hmm.
use AI. This is just fiction. But
Fiction.
like that's powered by my magic named Cirrus, and Cirrus like drives the ship because I don't know how to do that, and like takes care of all the technology stuff because that is not my forte. Um and then we've got Bonnie. Bonnie, she's like kind of the head Nimbun. And I think you asked me before when we were not on stream if
Yeah.
chat decides any of my lore. To the most part, for the most part, no. But there is some stuff with Bonnie because I made Bonnie to be my TTS pet, right? And but I wanted her to be like a character. Some people have
Hmm.
TTS pets that are like, this is this character, and then some have it where it's just like, oh, this is chat talking.
Hmm.
Um, Mine is like, if you send a TTS, it's Bonnie speaking. So she's kind of developed a desire for world domination.
Yeah.
She hasn't
Yeah.
done it, but she apparently she has like a secret army of spiders for intelligence, and also an army of turtles. She really likes turtles
I like
and
it.
M1 Abrams
Hmm.
tanks. And she's kind of the captain of the mischief team. Yeah, she's so relatable,
She is. She is. I relate very much to those descriptions.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, she might be speaking with your spiders. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe that's where the
It's very
introduction
welcomed.
came in. Yeah, so, like, to some extent, if it's I think, like, as a streamer, there's some parts of your lore that you want to come up with yourself, but I think it's also fun to let moments come up in chat, whether it's something you say that chat latches onto or someone else
Yeah.
comments on that you really like, and if it fits and you can incorporate it, I think that's fun, even if it's, like, maybe not for your character lore, even if it's just for stream bits, like, I've got some of those as well that I wouldn't say are, like, my lore, but are fun bits for stream, and then there's just, like, some stuff that's like, "Okay, yeah, this is, like, the serious lore that I've thought of." Yeah, and Gigalolly,
Mhm.
Gigalolly, I mean, you guys know Giga Chad.
Oh my god, yes, the art you did for those of me. Yes.
Yeah, so
I love that. I
I
love
made a
that.
Giga Chad version of Lolliedew, and then it like, organically on stream,
Mhm.
people were talking about, like, "Oh, man, I love Gigalolly, like, I wanna go on a date with Gigalolly," and I'm like, "You know what? Fine. If you give a tier 3 sub, you can go on a date with Gigalolly." And then it turned into, like, Wakuzi and then another member of, my community, Nipster,
Mhm.
they ended up gifting some tier 3 subs back and forth, and I would as Gigalolly, not as
Mhm.
myself,
Yeah.
because I am in a very happy, committed relationship, um, they would go on dates to, like, the Taco Bell or to, like, a planet in space, and that was, like, a fun bit we had going for a while, which, 'cause obviously the thing is, like, a tier 3 sub, that's a lot of money, and I
It
was like,
is.
"You
It
know what?
is.
I wanna make it fun if someone is willing to do that." I wanna make it something special, and I think that's a fun thing to do. A lot of the bits that are tied in with chat, they do have to do with money because I this is my job. Although I do not make a living from it, it is technically my job. So I'm like, "Okay, I give
I'll do
you
that if
what you
yeah.
want, you give me what I want in exchange." But that's true, I am also in a committed relationship with Godzilla. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
So that as
I
well.
did see that within the art you sent.
Yeah,
Um,
the marriage photo. Mhm,
yeah,
mhm,
I saw
mhm,
that.
mhm,
I was like,
mhm.
oh, that's interesting. I'll put that in the slides. We'll look at that later.
Yeah, yeah,
We'll look
it's
at that.
important.
Well, you looked very happy and you looked very tall.
Best day of my life.
What were your inspirations for your design? And I got some pictures as well, so I'll bring up the
Yeah,
original
so
one.
that's, like, one of the original doodles that I ever made when I was designing my character. Um, so I had, like, a couple so I knew that I wanted to do some sort of, like, animal mix, just
Yeah.
because like, it's an easy way to kind of add interest to your character, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with VTubers who are just human or whatever, but I was like, I kinda wanna make a human-based animal. I think there was, like, a brief moment where I considered maybe doing, like, a jellyfish girl, but I was like, for me personally, I have been compared to, like, a bunny before, and I can do the bunny thing with my nose, where you, like,
Yeah, I was doing it.
like, the bouncing thing, and I was like, "Okay, bunny would be cute," and the first thing that I knew is I knew I wanted to have super long ears because
Mhm.
I was like, "Well, there's gonna be a lot of bunny girls out there, but if I could be the bunny girl with the longest ears, I will have something different." And as part of that, I was like, "Oh, having something kind of like hanging off the ends, kind of fluffy." So, before I had the candy cloud concept, I had that idea.
Mhm.
And I was trying to think of like, okay, do I want it to be like the ends kind of dipped like a paintbrush, or I was thinking like, maybe something with clouds. I wasn't sure. I wanted it to be kind of fluffy. Um and I was thinking like maybe something with color changes, but I also had the color palette kind of down because it
Mhm.
this like turquoise, aqua, teal is my favorite color. So I was like that's like the number one. So that was like also one of the first things I decided. And then also like the pink goes well with it. And then later on I added in the purple and the green to have more accent colors. But I eventually was like, oh, clouds would be fun, having this like elemental thing. And then I don't know where like I was like, but I don't want it to be just clouds. And then this idea of like candy came in and it being like cotton candy, but also clouds because they look very similar. Um, and then with that candy, it was easy to go into like the accessories and stuff like that. Uh, and Yeah, I mean, I also had like you can see in that first doodle the idea of having like a little bunny on the
Mm-hmm.
shirt just because I was like I wasn't sure what design I wanted to have. I knew I wanted to have so I knew that I was going to do a chibi
Mm-hmm.
design for my first thing because I did want to start streaming. Like I didn't want to wait too long, and I knew drawing a chibi thing would just be faster. If I could make it more simple and smaller. I knew I wouldn't be chibi forever. And my current model right now it's also the first model I ever drew, um, which is also why I drew it being chibi, because again, since it was my first time drawing a model for rigging, I was like, okay, I'm going to start with something simple. And for like the outfit, I wanted something that was cozy and like I really love the like oversized sweatshirt look. Um and then if you want to change to the next picture,
Yes.
you can see that was my original YouTuber design. Um so kind of similar to this. Obviously different style. Um but and I didn't have the, like, Decora influence. I mean, like, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't say I'm full Decora right now, by any means, but, like, since I was going so simple, I went really simple,
Yeah.
and then when I was making this model, I was like, "Okay, I wanna add some accessories," and obviously, like, by then, Cinders, I knew like, known you, and I love your hair accessories, so
Yay.
not like I copied you or anything.
That's okay.
But, it was like I was like, "You know what? That's such a cute idea," and I wanted to incorporate it into my design. Um, but yeah, I mean, I still really like my original PNG tuber. I thought it was very cute. But then I started working on this model, and I changed my hair a bit because I didn't like, not that I think my original hairstyle was bad, but I didn't love the way the bangs came out. So I changed it a bit. And again, this is really simple. I think a lot of the one thing I will say about this chibi model is I think the like cloud aspect of like
Mm-hmm.
my hair gets lost a lot. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can see it more in in my
The bottom.
ear fluff,
Yeah.
right? And here you know what? I'll show you guys me bald for a second here. Let me
Yippee.
open that up. Mm.
I wonder if it should work on the. Yeah, yeah. Oh, actually, that looks really cute.
Yeah, so and also a lot of people don't understand sometimes that these are my ears when I have the ear fluff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been something I've been keeping in mind for when I like unless I'm bald. 'Cause like sometimes I'll go bald and they're like, "Oh, you're a bunny. Those are bunny ears." And I'm like,
What? What
"Yes."
did they think?
Oh, you didn't realize, and I get it. It's because, I'm not showing my full body and all this stuff, but I've been keeping all of that in mind when, thinking about, okay, when I do make my full body design, how am I gonna make it more obvious, and just like how am I gonna make it more obvious that my like hair is also the cotton candy clouds and stuff. But I'm still really happy with this first model, and I recently finally made a full body ref sheet.
Yes.
um and so you can see there, I think I did a better job of like making my hair really fluffy, making it look more cloud-like, and also kind of like having the ears more like, okay, those are bunny ears.
Yeah.
So, you take into account feedback you get from just streaming, and also, you just have ideas. You can see my outfit change too.
Mm-hmm.
Not because don't like having a bunny on me, but I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I need another bunny on me. And I think it's cute that I did ask the person who rigged my model to make the bunny move,
Mhm.
but I realized a lot of people think it's like
A pet.
a live bunny
Yeah.
on me, and it's not. It's just like a magical sweater type thing. But I'm like, you know what? I understand the confusion, and I kind of wanted to embrace the cloud part more. So, and I also added more decor elements in the
Yes, you have
new
the
design.
necklaces,
Yeah, I added the necklaces and I added like
band-aids.
some stickers
Yeah.
on the legs, and although you can't see my hands under the sleeves, I do have like painted nails, and yeah, it's just, you do what you find is fun and you add on to it, but I still wanted a lot of things to stay pretty similar. Um,
Yeah. And you have such a good logo. Did you do your logo? You have
I
such a good
did
logo.
my logo. Thank you. I do need to like the thing is, I don't know how to use like Illustrator or InDesign. Like I don't know how to use like those vector design
Mhm.
programs. So it's not technically like like I would never do logo design for other people because you want to do a vector logo that can be scaled for
Mhm.
whatever purposes in the right format, and I didn't know how to do that. But I looked at a lot of references of like other people's VTuber logos, kind of what was in at the time, and I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I could do an updated version because that logo is from when I first
Oh yeah, I remember it
um
from a long time ago.
yeah, when I first started streaming, but I'm still pretty
Yeah.
happy with it. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like it still represents what you got going on.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and that's I think it's obviously you never wanna copy anyone directly, but I think it's important when you're designing a character or doing that stuff to look at a variety of references and inspiration and take what you like from certain things, we don't exist in a vacuum and we don't need to pretend like we do.
mhm.
Um, so, and obviously VTuber logos are very different from like commercial
Yes.
logos. VTuber logos, they're full of extra stuff that you would never
Yes.
have in like a professional logo. And
Motives. Yeah.
that's okay, that's part of it. So it was also like, okay, I definitely need to look at some examples to kind of know what the meta is and go from there.
Yeah. I feel like you have to almost sell yourself with the logo almost like someone would see the logo and then understand kind of the basics of what's going on with it.
Right.
Yeah. Whereas a
Exactly.
logo for a company would just probably just be a fancy, like the name in a nice font.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And then sometimes like, a symbol, like if like you think of
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
the Twitter bird, rest in peace, Twitter bird. But you know, it's a little bit different with VTubing.
Yes.
So
What other characters do you have? And are you going to do the accent? Sorry. There we go.
I don't think I could do it. First of all, it's already hard enough for me to do it like on call with someone else. But the fact that Edmund is like a British boy and my British accent is really like I know it's not. First of all, there are
Yeah.
so many sub accents within the British accent, right?
Yeah.
And I am not like I don't like I could say maybe it's leaning a little bit more posh, but like it's not a correct accent, and also I, like sometimes I, like, find myself I'm using it and I'm, like, losing it at the same time, but anyway, Edmund, the
Edmund.
character on the left, he is, Edmund Cadbury. He is a kind of evil little British boy,
Yes. Like
who
most of
takes
them.
over the he takes over
Hmm.
the stream sometimes, uh, and basically, chat is, very bad to him,
Hmm. He's also rich.
they like to bully.
Boo.
Yeah, he's rich. He comes from the Cadbury family, that makes
Hmm.
all of the chocolate and candy. Um, in my universe, obviously, not the real. I don't know if there's a real Cadbury family that exists in real life or what that company's
I
doing.
don't
But
know.
anyway, he is a spoiled evil child. He's kind of based. He's kind of like gives the vibes of. Have you ever watched Kids Next Door?
Yes.
There's
Yes.
the delightful children from down the
Mhm.
lane, kind of like,
Yes.
that where, he's like, if the other my nanny didn't serve me my eggs in the correct way, so I had daddy kill her. Like that type of thing. He'll like sick his hounds on you. He doesn't really have interest with hanging out with the poor people, but every time he comes on stream, he thinks he's doing community service for everyone that is poor and that he is delighting them with his presence. And then they just like to throw stuff at him and then he will time them out in chat.
Oh
I
no,
have
that's
I have had someone get
yeah.
mad that they got timed out, even though the redeem says that if you throw stuff at Edmund, he will time you out. And it's also like for like the extent of time that he's on screen, which I think is like 2 minutes, and they
Yeah,
got
it's hardly
so mad.
anything.
And I was like, "I don't care." Like, I will
It's
not
2 minutes,
apologize
come
for
on.
this. Like,
Yeah.
only one person, though, only one person has ever gotten mad. People, most of the time, they will do it on purpose to
Mhm.
get timed out. So yeah, that's Edmund. He's an antagonist. He doesn't like
Yes.
me. He's not my friend. Well, first of all, he is a child, so, and I'm a grown woman. But he just kind of shows up and kind of kicks me out and takes over the stream. And yeah, that's true. Everybody likes to rage bait him. Sometimes
Mhm.
the problem is there will be part of chat that wants to legitimately talk to him and ask him questions, and then there will be the other part of chat that will just like throw stuff at him, and he's like, "Well, I'm not going to answer your questions." And then there's also my friend Prongles, who may or may not be fucking his mom. Not exactly sure about that, but
That is gonna rage bait him. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. So Prongles will always come and be like, "How's your mom, Edmund?" And then we've got Bonnie, which I told you guys
Yes.
about before. Bonnie is the leader of the Nimbuns, and she's the TTS. Although I have to update her because the program that I was using for TTS is like a really old program. I would have to
Uh-huh.
rebuy it because like with the Twitch API like switching, she stopped working. So she's just kind of been silently watching over stream for a bit, and I have to bring her back to life. I feel kind of bad that I guess, she's been taking a really long nap.
That's okay.
And,
Sometimes we need
good
that.
for her. Good
Yeah.
for her. Oh, and then, of course, we've got, Mecha Lolly,
Yes. Let's
who
go.
is the, you can see on the left is the first iteration. So I made her, this actually comes from a Scuff. She actually comes from Scuff.
Mhm.
Back when I first started streaming, I had a microphone that would sometimes just kind of turn staticky and robotic as I was using it, and I would have to unplug it and plug it back in. And to notify me that was happening, because I had no idea, I turned on a redeem called which had a clip from a Flight of the Concord song called Robots, and it would be like boogie, robo boogie, and it would let me know that I was robotic. And
Mhm.
then we turned it became a joke where I was like turning into Mecha Lolly. And then for my 100 follower stream,
Mhm.
I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make Mecha Lolly a thing. And at the time it was just like a I would switch to her and it was me, but I would turn like a robotic filter on my voice and I would that's it, right?
Yes.
And as you can see the design, I literally just like recolored my PNG tuber and did some
Mhm.
basic stuff. I didn't even do anything to the body. It was very like quick last minute. But then I was like, okay, we're gonna turn Mecha Lolly into a proper character. So as she is now, she is actually a robot clone of me, but to
Yes.
design, well, she would say better than me.
Of course. Of
Um,
course.
she's a little bit antagonistic in that she does think she's better than me in every way, um, especially with gaming. So, the idea is if I'm having trouble with a particular part of a video game, the Nimbuns might summon Mecha Lolly so she can handle it. And she usually does. She usually does. However, she is run on, my magic power. And because
Mhm.
I'm not, like I'm not a tech whiz, she can only run for so long before she overheats and then she has to cool down. But yeah, so I gave her a proper design, as you can see on the right.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, so she's there. She shows up. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
sometimes chat throws things at her too, and they're not
Oh,
very nice to her. And you know, they throw Cheez-Its at her,
oh,
and it gets in her circuitry, and you know that may be contributing to
maybe.
why she has errors. I mean, I can't say for sure, but yeah, the Cheez-It
It
dust
does. Yeah.
gets caught in the crevices of her paneling. So yeah.
I like
But
it.
yeah, that's another thing that like it came from Scuff, but we turned it into something, and now she's like a full-fledged character.
Yeah, I remember your robot voice. I
Yeah.
remember it. Yeah, and again, it's nice that it's built over time. All these like little things from stream.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Edmund started during like a Splatoon collab that I was doing with friends, and I started
Mhm.
doing that like
The
like
voice.
Anna, I destroyed another enemy. I should get another pony now. If you don't get me a pony, I'll be ever so cross. I'll have Daddy do what he did to the nanny. And then he became a character. So
Should ask him why he made the chocolate bars smaller. The Cadbury chocolate bars. I'm so mad today. I realized I bought some of this chocolate called Twirls, and they normally come in 2 sticks of chocolate. And I brought it home, and I opened up the pack, and it's like they're all individually. They're 1 stick instead of 2 sticks, and I'm mad about it. So I can have a word with him about that.
I will try because that's despicable. Although
It
he
is.
probably won't listen, and he'd probably just call you poor. And
I'm
that you
so
should just
mad
buy
about
another pack.
it.
But you're right. That is terrible. Does his evil know no bounds? This
It's
is
terrible.
you've seen, right, the David Blaine Street Magic parody video.
Yes, but do you know where I saw it for the first time?
Was it on my stream?
It was on your stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything I know about it is from your streams, and I've seen it. And yeah, there you go. What Ninja just posted.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I guess he's not really. I mean, he's kind of a character. So David Blaine,
Mhm.
sometimes if you cheer 404 bits on my stream, David Blaine will show up and do a random magic trick. Sometimes he makes me levitate. Sometimes he changes my outfit. Sometimes he turns my color and flavor to Cheez-It.
Ugh.
Sometimes he changes my overlay to Cheez-Its. And it's based off of this old YouTube parody video of someone did of David pretending to be David Blaine. And so it's that guy. That's not even really David Blaine. It's a guy pretending to be David Blaine. But it's a great video. If you search like David Blaine Street Magic on YouTube, you'll find it. Highly recommend them. But yeah, he is a monster
Mhm.
that haunts me.
Yes.
And there was this great time. Okay, because here's the thing. With VTubing, right, and PNG tubing especially, you oftentimes don't show your full body, right? So you kind of
Mhm.
only need to pay attention to the waist up. So you can see, like if you saw earlier, Edmund doesn't have legs.
Mhm.
I'm supposed to draw him legs. I was supposed to draw him legs a long time ago, and I still haven't done it. But anyway, I didn't draw him legs. But so one time, Edmund was on screen when David Blaine was redeemed, and he made Edmund levitate. So then, like in character, as Edmund, I had to be like, he took my legs.
It's my legs.
That man took my legs. And it was one of those like great moments that organically happened of like, oh, this was never supposed to be seen, but now I have to
Mhm.
roll with it. And, it kind of sometimes those things make for the funniest moments on stream.
What has inspired you to become a horse? There
I
you
was
go.
not inspired to become a horse. I was forced.
Okay,
I
thank
was
you.
forced to become a horse. Yes, that is horsey do. Yeah. Okay, so some of you might know about Twitch combos, right? I don't know. It's been so long. Has that come out of beta? Does everybody have that now?
I don't think I have it. If I have it, What is it? What would happen?
Okay, so Twitch combos, it was a beta thing, and I happened to get in early on the beta, and how it worked, at least early on, is you could cheer as a combo, and they had different symbols, so like different emotes, right? There was a heart, there was a skull, there was a horse, there might have been something else,
Mhm.
and they had like different bit amounts attached. At the time, the horse was like 5 bits, so someone could cheer 5 bits, and this horse animation would appear on chat and on stream,
Oh.
and it was these terrifying animated laughing horses, okay? Absolutely terrifying. And they come up and they
Really?
fill the chat for, like, a second, and then
Yeah.
the thing how combos used to work is that someone else could do a combo, and as long as it was the same type, either you were doing all horses or you doing all hearts, as you did the combos, the level would go up, and if you reach certain levels, the
Mhm.
animation would get more intricate, so then one point, the horses would be eating popcorn, and then at another, they'd have cowboy hats, and every time it happened, I would hear this ding sound. It would be like a little ding sound, and
Mhm.
nobody else could hear it. Only I could hear it, and the most baffling thing is I had another streamer friend who also had the beta
Mhm.
and could not hear the ding. So everybody was convinced that I was making this up, and I was like, I don't know where this haunting ding is coming from. So just because like what would normally be, a like semi weird thing had an extra level of like I'm being gaslit. I'm gaslighting them about this ding. Only I can hear it. This psychological warfare of the ding. Well, it turns out the sound was coming through the activity feed dock that I had docked
Oh.
in OBS, that before there was no reason for sound to come through it, and I
Mhm.
only realized that later. But anyway, because it became such a thing, people were like, "You should make like, oh, you should become a horse, horsey do." And so I was like, "You know what? Fine.
Fine.
Fine. If we can get to a certain level of the combos, I will have a transformation where I become a horse." Okay? And we decided it was gonna be like level 10. So if like a certain amount of people cheered, it would build up the level to level 10. And it was quite a lot. It was a decent chunk of money because to be
Yeah.
honest, I didn't want to be a horse. I was like, I don't, I don't want to be a horse. If you're gonna make me a horse, you're gonna have to make it worth it. And what was so sad is like so I got her done, I got her ready, we did a
Mhm.
stream, Horsey Doo was summoned. I made this whole thing where, like, the clip from Akira happens and it's like, instead of Akira, I, like, recorded myself doing horse noises, and I'm like, "Oh my god, what is that?" And it's like the ding, and it's
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, ding," and I'm like, "What's happening?" And then I transform into a horse. I, like, spent this whole time setting this up, and I think it was, like, the next day Twitch changed how combos work.
Mhm.
Not only are horses now they went from 5 bits to 50 bits.
Oh,
They
so
got rid of
it's
the leveling system.
mhm.
So there are no levels. So Horsey Doo cannot be summoned. And I spent all that time setting it up. And now I have to think of some other way, I guess, to incorporate her 'cause, I'd spent all that time for
Yeah.
one stream. It's truly such a tragically short-lived
Maybe it might come
segment.
back. Maybe they might see the demand for you as the horse, and they might bring it back just for
And
you.
and that's the thing, like, the change they made doesn't make
Mhm.
sense because now how it functions is if you cheer a number of bits, you can even this will even happen if you're just doing normal cheering. So before
Mhm.
you had to specifically pick, "I'm going to do a combo," and
Is
it
it
was
the thing that
separate
was
from
like a
cheer.
little heart in the corner of the
Yeah,
stream?
yeah,
Yeah,
and
okay,
then
I've seen that
you
on
could
some
pick the
people's, yeah.
symbol for what animation. I think one was like the F button, then there was a heart, there was a skull with the eyes popping out, and whichever one you picked, that would be the animation that happens. And it would be everyone could contribute, but they changed it and they're like, "Now anybody can do a combo." And now it's just if you cheer an amount of bits, that amount of bits that's closest to, so I think, like I said, the horse is 50 now. So if you
Hmm.
cheer 50 bits and a person that has that beta, it will just show the horses. Now that it's built in, it's not its own separate thing, and it not only is that kind of frustrating for anyone who might have been using the levels
Hmm.
as part of their stream like I was, but it's also like if you want cheering to be separate, because a lot of times streamers will have their own redeem setup for
Yeah.
certain amounts of cheering, right? Like if
Hmm.
someone does 69 bits, they might have a funny joke that pops up, but now they're gonna have to deal with fucking horses on the screen too, or they just have to opt out completely. And it's just,
Yeah.
I'm like, why did they're, they
It's a
say that they
strange
got
ad. Yeah.
feedback from people, but I'm like, who asked for this? Because it doesn't seem like it's anything different. It's just an added animation. So I
And
don't
it
know.
just
It was really weird.
overrides what they got going on. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't normally draw horses, so I did heavily reference the terrifying Twitch. The open mouth version is heavily referencing the Twitch
Yeah.
version of the horse, and then the closed version is just,
Just terrifying.
it's so I could have it as a PNG tuber,
It's always a possible reactive as well. Maybe if you join a collab with a horse related
It's true,
game.
true. I mean, if I've never played Uma Musume.
Potential.
I
Hmm.
stay away from the gacha games, but maybe I would have to do some sort of special.
My next question I have for you is, how do you choose the times that you want to stream?
Yeah, so when I first started streaming, I was very I planned. I used strategy. So my friend Teal
Hmm.
does weekday morning streams from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central. And I was like, if I start at 9 a.m. Central,
Hmm.
then Teal can raid into me. Plus, part of it was also like, I'm not a morning person. 9 a.m. is early for me. But I also didn't like, I knew that if I streamed later on, I would just sleep in
Hmm.
and then I would stream and then I wouldn't do anything else. And
Yeah.
so, like, the hope was that if I stream at least semi early, for one, I will be able to wake up. And yes, Teal
Hello.
often does raid into me. It was very helpful, especially for getting started streaming. Very helpful to know someone who streamed
Hmm.
and yes, could raid into me and frequently did. But then also, yeah, like the idea is then I would stream and then I would still be able to get some other work done afterwards. And then, Victor would come home from work and, we could have dinner and then have the evening to ourselves. And, kind of
That makes
treat it like a
sense.
work day. Um, and then, and like I said before, for special events, I'll do those on the evenings or weekends just to be conscientious of other people's times. And also so that I can actually like play games with people
Yeah, as you do
when they are
with
not at work,
yeah.
Yeah. There are like a couple people who, stream around the same time as me. So I've
Mhm.
gotten to do some collabs during the daytime, but more often, they end up being in the evening.
What are your goals with the streaming?
I mean, I would love to get to a point where this is like more of a stable income, right?
Hmm.
I'm very far from it, but and the idea is always that like it wouldn't necessarily all come from streaming, because I am an artist, so I would like to sell merch too, and that would help be part of it. Obviously, um there was a time where I was like also considering like commissions being part of that, but I'm a very slow artist,
Hmm.
and with commissions, I often have to price them very high in order for it to be a decent wage just because of how long I take. And commissions sometimes are stressful
Hmm.
because when you're drawing something for other people, especially like their characters, it can be really hard to put like a lot of pressure on yourself to be like, okay, I have to make this perfect. And what if they don't like it? And then sometimes I would find myself like spending too much, I'd be like, oh, this is going to be a sketch. And then it would very much not be a sketch. I would put too much effort into it. And
Hmm.
so it's hard to find that balance. you know, maybe at some point I would do commissions again, but yeah, so with streaming, I just want it to be. I mean, it's always a goal is to have fun and enjoy doing it,
Yes.
you know, and part of that is also networking, um, and I also always want to do something that like I've really enjoyed doing things that are interesting, like all these
Mhm.
things with like the redeems, like whether it's Horsey Dew or you know Edmund or Mecha Lolly, like creating those things and having fun redeems, I think is also a way of being creative. So having a creative outlet that I can continue to do and I am able to support um for better for my household or whatever. It's just me and Victor to support us both a little bit better, you know, because I'm in a situation where I'm very fortunate in that Victor is financially supporting the both of us, and so I am extremely, uh, you know, grateful for that, and that's not something a lot of people do have. Um, you know, most people who are VTubers, unless you get really big, are doing it in addition, and sometimes even if you are really big, are doing it as a side, as a hobby on top of a job they already have, right?
Yeah.
Um, before I was doing this, my past 2 jobs, I got total burnout. I was working really hard and not getting the recognition or pay that I deserved, and I during that time I didn't draw at all, you know? I wasn't doing anything creative and it really sucked. So I was like, "You know what? I'm at a position right now where I can try to pursue something creatively. I have the freedom to do that, but I also don't want to rely on someone else to completely fund my life, and I
Mhm.
don't want to, you know, take advantage of anything, and so I would like to get to a point where it's more a more stable income that
Yes.
contributes more. So
I have the ice lolly you made me. I put it on my head to show
Yes.
everyone.
Yeah, there was a time where I was doing commissions for those. Those were really fun to do.
Yeah,
I
I think it went so
definitely
well.
spent
Yeah.
a lot of time on them, but they were fun and I didn't mind doing it. Like I didn't mind spending the time on it, and so I don't have any regrets there. But
I think oh,
I didn't really
you
get
can.
commissions for them, but like I only got like a couple, which is fine, you know. It's one of those things where it's like I know my commissions are more expensive than other people, but I would rather
Mhm.
do like one commission that makes me a good amount of money than like 10 where I'm like working on it for 10, you know, like I don't have time to do anything else, right? So you just
Yeah.
have to find that balance. And those were really fun.
I love the ice lolly. It's so good. It's yeah, I think I got it at a time I wasn't really getting as many commissions. Now I'm a serial commissioner. I constantly getting lots of little things, but that was at a time I wasn't really getting as much, so I like it a lot. And I think there was a time I didn't have pink and green eyes. I
No,
remember you
yeah,
saying you were trying to
that was like
interpret. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
because that
good.
that would have been like it was
Early.
before this model. Yeah,
Yes.
way before
Yeah.
this model.
When I was 3D.
That might have even been like the first year that we were streaming.
I think so.
That might have been 2023.
I think so. Um,
God, I'm
I'm
so
gonna.
glad it's been 3 years and not 4. I was kind of having like a I
The
can't believe it's
four
been 4
years.
years and this is all I have to show for myself. I mean, 3 years is still a long time, but
Don't worry,
it
you're
makes me
doing
feel
great. We're both in the same boat. It's okay. It's okay. We're doing okay. We're doing great. I think you're doing great.
thank you.
There you go.
I mean, yeah, I don't mean to like be completely disparaged, but you know, you always feel like you could do more. You know, you're
Yes.
always your own harshest critic. 4
Yes. I
years
think
has
that's been
been
a common theme
next year,
on the show.
Cozy. It's been
That's
a
that's
common theme on the show you were saying?
yeah, it's been a common theme where people have said like they feel that they haven't achieved enough, and like we just talking about like you're always going to be comparing yourself to someone bigger, but then there's probably someone who is always looking up to you as well. So like you're always going to find that even like people who appear to us to be doing crazy good, they're probably looking up at the next person up and go, oh, why can't I be doing that? So
yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Oh yeah. This is just some fan art such. Well, technically this one was a commissioned piece that my friend Teal commissioned for me for my birthday. I just some of these are very cute. I love boba. I actually have boba right
I love
now.
boba.
Friday boba days for me. I always have boba on Friday. So that's
I didn't think I liked boba, and it turned out I was just having bad boba, and now I've worked it out, and now I love boba.
there is bad boba. Yeah.
Yeah. I still don't like the tea. I get it, just milk. But
Oh
the
really?
pearls I love. I don't like tea. I'm not a very good British person, I guess. But
I was gonna say that's kind of crazy.
I hate tea. It's
I love
gross.
tea, but I get it. I mean, I hate coffee, so
Oh yeah, I also hate coffee. I'm not really a hot drinker. But boba, I love it. I get like the milk, like sugar milk thing, and then with the tapioca, it's lovely. What? Oh, I'm in the way of the name.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that was a more recent commission. That one has the Nimbus in it. It's so cute. I
Yeah,
really
it's so
love that
good.
one.
I have noticed you have a few things from Skeb which are very cool.
Yeah, I recently started getting more into Skeb. Not a ton, but I've gotten like I think
You
a
have a very
handful.
cool starting soon screen. A very cool starting soon screen.
I was waiting for that one for so long, and I'm so
Yeah.
happy with it. But yeah, so it's that because it was animation, it takes a long time, and there's no feedback, so there's obviously that risk, and you're kind of like, oh,
It's so
what's going
good.
on? But then I've had good luck. I haven't been disappointed by any of the ones that I've gotten.
Yeah. If anyone wants to see it that hasn't seen it, if you go to Lollidew's page, it's like it's the first video that comes up. We'll have it because it's just starting soon. It's so good. I got this.
Yeah, that was Velvet drew that from like a horsey that made me laugh so hard, even though it's the cursed form of horsey do. Um, that is how I feel every time I have to become horsey do. It's just lying on the ground wheezing.
Literally beating a dead horse, like actually.
Yeah.
Poor horsey.
They do not take care of me at that farm.
No. And this.
There's the wedding photo.
That's the wedding photo.
There's
See,
proof.
look how tiny
Godzilla
you
and
are
I,
here.
we got married. It was a beautiful ceremony.
There you are, in his hand.
There I am.
Yippee!
I've never been happier.
That's amazing.
Aren't we beautiful? Yeah, happiest day of my life.
He looks so happy as well, and the little flowers around it. Very shoujo, very romance.
Yeah, that's done by. So I put their stream name. They stream together. That's Lay and Froggy. Froggy is the artist, but it was actually they were doing like a request thing, and I just requested Godzilla, and then like people in the the chat, since I hang out in that community, they know how much I love Godzilla, and they're like, you should draw Lolly and Godzilla getting married, and I'm like, oh my,
oh my.
I mean, I won't say
if you
no
insist, yeah.
I didn't even have to ask for it myself.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, I collect Godzilla figures.
Yeah.
I grew up watching like the older Godzilla movies on VHS. There's actually a ton I haven't seen because we just had like a couple of the tapes and I would just rewatch those over and over again. So, but I own like this I got this really nice like collection of like the Showa era Godzilla movies on DVD. So I need to do like a Godzilla marathon and just watch them all. And of course I've watched the newer ones, -1 and Shin Godzilla and the American Godzillas. So I love him.
This is
Oh yeah,
amazing.
this is I obviously I've mentioned that an artist, and
Artist.
I did the art for this model, but that was a swimsuit art that I did for a charity stream, the VTuber SummerSlam a couple years ago.
Yes.
Um, and then yeah, obviously there's the Cinders
Oh, you want
drippy, and
yours?
then that's oh, and then there's that's a sketch that I made. That was for one of my subathons, I think,
I
that
think so. Yeah.
we did too, and I did sketches. Again, uh, it's not a sketch.
It's not.
Like,
You colored it in
it's so much
because
more
you
work for a
sent you
sketch
sent
than I
me the
could help
sketch. I was like, oh,
myself.
this is nice, and then like a bit later, you sent me this. I was like, oh, well, okay, thank you.
I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. But yeah,
Yeah.
and that's your
Yeah.
updated
Let me go back
look.
to.
And then yeah, that's Velvet. That was a commission I did. Which
Very
I
good. Very
really
good.
am happy with how that came out.
You have this art.
And then that's watercolor. That's a watercolor portrait I did. That's a shiny member. Back in the
Ah, I
day
see.
pre-pandemic, I used to actually go to anime conventions when I would sell in the artist alley.
Oh.
I have I think I've only done it once since the pandemic happened. I kind of fell out of doing it, just, and it's gotten so competitive in these past few years. I have some friends who do conventions and merch selling full time, and it's so hard to get in. These
Yeah.
people who've been doing it for years, who can support themselves, but there's so much competition. A lot of it
Mhm.
is like lottery, and a lot of it's like first come first serve. It's crazy, but it was a lot of fun back when I did it. I would sell prints and meme buttons. I'd make a lot of buttons with memes on them.
I've seen a
But
lot of
yeah,
stories of people not getting into events and then them allowing AI artists in, and a lot of people getting angry at that.
God, it sucks. And or places that will like have rules against proxy sellers,
Mhm.
and yet they'll be like proxy, like these huge booths that
Mhm.
not only are they proxy, but they're also AI, and it's just like, man, it really
Hard to get
sucks.
through.
It
Yeah.
really sucks. But yeah.
Some more art as well.
Yeah. That was also that
A
was from
sketch.
a subathon thing. No, that was not a
Oh,
sketch.
okay. It's the same.
That was like the top gifter, like actual icon illustration. So that one had actual like line work and full coloring and stuff, but
Okay, next question. What did Lolly do?
lately, nothing.
Okay.
But normally, I don't know, shenanigans, be a little jester online.
Mhm.
Uh, I think we've heard lots of what I do.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. How did you become so hilarious? Or how does one become so hilarious? Give them
How
advice.
does one becomes well?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess that's what I want to know, right? I think number one step is you have to think that you are really funny.
Oh dear.
Because other people aren't gonna think you're funny if you don't think you're funny. You have to commit.
A little bit of
Commit,
delusion goes a long way.
commitment and delusion are the number one step. Like I think I'm funny. I maybe that's cocky to say, but I do. I think I am pretty funny. I mean, I think that I have some friends who are even maybe funnier, but
I don't know.
I laugh at my own jokes because I think they're funny. God damn it!
I've seen you in collabs, and I feel like you hold your own. If that makes sense. You
Thank
you
you.
you give us you give as good as you're witnessing. I guess.
Yeah,
You do
and
very well. I think.
yeah. The other thing is like you just have to like you just yeah like committing to something.
Mhm.
And I mean, also, there's find what you think is funny, and at least in the beginning, kind of like try to emulate that, right? You know, I
Yeah,
know
and have fun with it. Hmm.
when I was a kid, I would like if I found out that like adults thought something was funny or whatever, I would just do it over and over again. But I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, It makes it laugh. Like I remember there was this was like, back before when I was way too young to really understand what was happening. There was an this was like I think even like pre-YouTube, but back when the Bush and Kerry debates happened, SNL did a spoof. And somehow I didn't watch SNL or anything, but I saw a clip from that. And I like memorized it. And because like me as a young child reciting that, adults found that so funny. And even though I didn't like, totally understand it, I went like full, I committed, I was doing the voices, and I was like, ah, yes, laughter. So some of it is that, you know, it's
Yeah,
just
it's a
committing
commitment to the
yourself.
bit. It's a lot of text. Who would win in a fight? 1 Lolliedew or 100 Edmund Cadburys, but they're a quarter size and have razor sharp teeth.
They're quarter size.
Yeah, I feel
So
like
even though they have sharp teeth, I don't think if they're that small, it'd be enough to really worry about. And I think
they're
I could
already
just
a
crush that.
child, so they're like
Yeah, I I think
quarter
I
of a
would win.
child size.
I'm pretty confident that I would win. You know, it's like how daddy longlegs are a venomous spider, but because they're so small, their teeth cannot puncture our skin, so they're not a threat to us.
So they just come at you and you're just like nothing.
Yeah, yeah, it really, and also like if they're that small, like 100 wouldn't be that. I'd probably be freaked out, but I think I could win. And at the very least, I could just run away very
Maybe
easily, and they would never catch me.
he has no legs, or has no bottom of his legs.
That's true, true. Even
That
if he
is
did have
true.
legs, my stride is so much larger.
My
Even though
stride.
I am short myself, I could confidently escape that situation.
Next question I have submitted is, will you wear wigs when will you wear wigs? Was a submitted question.
You know what that's from, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. Yes, I will wear wigs.
Wigs.
Um, probably. When?
Yeah.
When will I wear wigs? Perhaps for like a Halloween or cosplay situation. Um, yeah, maybe.
Maybe never say no. You
Maybe.
know,
Classic.
it's funny.
A classic.
We had this whole time we never had the question, and then last week someone also submitted the question. So I was like, oh, we're two episodes in a row. We're gonna have the, but last week they didn't submit it as the where will I will
Oh.
they didn't have the V's.
Wait, for your
So
last one, someone also submitted the wigs.
yeah,
The wigs.
yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
really funny. What a
And it's especially funny
coincidence.
because originally they weren't meant to be back to back.
Yeah, and I think this might have been even submitted like
Before it
randomly.
was 100% was before, yeah. Because I already had these all written down, and when that one came in from yesterday's, I was like, oh, last week's. I was like, oh,
Yes,
that's funny.
it is kind of it's had like a recent resurgence. I feel like the meme of it. Like I've even seen like there's a sequel to the Ready or Not movie coming out that Elijah Wood is going to be in, and I saw him and Sarah Michelle Gellar like did a lip sync to the thing recently. So I think it's having a bit of a
Yes.
moment again in the cultural zeitgeist.
I like it when they take on the meme and they carry it on, even if it involves them. Yeah, I love it. It's so good.
It's like I've seen a clip of an interview with, like I think it was at a panel or something. Elijah Wood and Sean Astin were there, and Sean Astin was like, the thing is like Elijah was like, I don't know why I was so like hesitant and like why I wasn't like going with the bit, and Sean was like, yeah, and also you're lying. You literally were wearing wigs. He's like, I was.
It was actually a relevant question, but it just so asked so strangely.
So funny.
Oh, God. Okay, next submitted question was, in fiction, what are your favorite romantic tropes?
Ooh. Okay. I mean, I do love I do love an enemies to lovers.
Of
Um,
course. Godzilla sorry, he was an enemy.
yeah, I also, I feel like there's a lot of the cliche ones that are like, or like a situation where it's like a relationship or a marriage or whatever you want to call it of convenience, like a fake
Mhm.
dating. Ah, I
I
love
see,
a
yeah.
fake dating. I love that stuff where it's like, oh, we're just doing this for like purposes that will benefit us, and then they accidentally fall for each other, but then but because it's supposed to be a deal, like neither one of them can tell each other, like they have to pretend like they aren't actually having the feel. Ah, it's good. It's good. Yeah,
Yeah, I see a lot of
yeah,
that on do you know like the Korean shows? A
yeah.
lot of
K
them come up
dramas.
on my K-dramas. I see a lot of them come up my TikToks, and some of them are that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
when you have to
my
be the CEO's girlfriend or something, and then yeah.
Right. My favorite K-drama of all time is called Coffee Prince, and it
Mhm.
has Gong Yu, who people might know from Train to Busan, and he was also like he was in the first season of Squid Games as like the guy who throws down the thing. Anyway, um in that one, his character is like kind of a playboy who doesn't want to settle down, but his family wants him to.
Yeah.
And he meets the main girl lead, who he thinks is a guy,
Oh.
and enters a fake dating contract with like her. She's pretending to be a guy to be
Mhm.
like, oh, I want people like I'm gonna go on these blind dates, and I want you to show up as my boyfriend so that
Oh,
they like leave me alone.
that adds an
Um,
extra layer.
It's the only show I've ever seen where, like, because there's lots where, there's lots of pieces of media where the girl is going undercover as a
Yeah.
guy for whatever reason. It's the only one where where the main lead, like, confesses when he still thinks that the lead is a
Mhm.
boy. Like, because in all the other ones, they always find out before, because they're like, "Oh, it can't be gay." So they're always
Yeah.
like, "Oh, but I found out she's actually a girl, so now I can, fall for her." But this is the only one, and the yearning, it's so good. It's a perfect show.
So if Godzilla, Mega Man base, they've specified,
Okay.
and Victor were in a battle royale, who do you think would win and how?
That's not even a question, it's Godzilla.
I know. This is
Well, first of all, sorry, Victor, but Victor's dying first. He's just a man.
just an average guy.
And Mega Man, while able to hold his own, like, it's Godzilla. First? Yes, I'm sorry, you think you could beat Mega Man, Victor? No. There's no hope for you. Godzilla would simply charge up his beam and eviscerate everybody in, like, a second. It's not even a complex this isn't even like an ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny situation, because the power differences are just too great. It would be over in, like, 5 seconds. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
I'm glad we worked that out. It was an important question someone submitted.
Victor
Okay.
can just blend into a crowd and run away?
Nah, Godzilla's
I
got
don't
everything.
but Godzilla would kill everybody in the crowd.
It's a battle royale. Godzilla's taking everyone out.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Soup, 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 soup.
soup. Favorite soup.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. Um, I think I think my favorite soup legitimately is the beef and octopus sundubu from this uh Korean soft tofu
Mhm.
restaurant that is in my state. I also like
Okay.
making it at home, but their version is better. So it's just like it's a Korean spicy stew that has, like kimchi and soft tofu and beef and octopus, and you eat it
Mhm.
with rice, and it comes in this hot stone bowl, and you crack an egg into it, and the egg cooks in the soup, and
Oh, that's so good.
it's so freaking good. It's so good. I mean, if you're talking about just like your classic, like American style soups,
Always
I
good.
do like cream of chicken wild rice in like a bread
Oh
bowl. That's also
yes, I think that was
that's
one we
also
talked about last week as well. Going on from the soup question, you had a submitted question about soup as well, which is cereal a soup? And please explain your answer.
no. It says please explain why
Why it's a
cereal.
soup? They're not going to expect you to say it's not a soup.
They've made up their mind on the matter. Okay, is cereal a soup? I would say no.
There are cold soups.
Yes, yeah, like a gazpacho is a cold soup. It's not even just because it's cold. I would argue it because even cold soups are usually cooked in some way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just then they are chilled and they are eaten chilled. Um, and I would also say like cereal itself, you can just eat dry. You don't
You
have to
can.
have it with milk. Should you have it with milk? Like if you're gonna eat it as breakfast, I think it'd be yeah, but like, as a snack, you just eat fistfuls of dry cereal. That's fine and valid. But yeah, otherwise
Where can people
for
find
the
you?
last question, I can also yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I made it really easy. I grabbed the username Lolliedew
On
pretty much.
everything.
I am not as active everywhere, but I'm Lolliedew on Twitch, on Twitter, on Blue Sky, on Instagram, on TikTok. I grabbed
Just
the
like
I grabbed the username everywhere. That's you got to do the branding. You got to do the branding. I don't really use I think out of all of them I use Blue Sky the most. I don't use
Mhm.
Twitter that much these days because it's a cesspool. Um, and you know what? People don't see my posts there anyways. Like that site doesn't work. And then I go through bursts of like posting my clips on TikTok, but yeah, I do plan on getting back to my normal streams next week. So
And I'm looking forward
that
to
was
it.
Tuesday.
You gonna arrange something for your affiliate anniversary?
Yeah, I'll plan something for that. That's I think the 26th of March, so at the end of the month, but I'll probably do some sort of party for that.
Um,
Well, think that's it
yeah,
for the questions, right?
it is. I was
Thank
gonna
you
say,
for
did
having
you?
me.
Yes, it was so good. I was so looking forward to this.
Yes, I'm glad that we were able to make it happen. I was very sad when I had to cancel the first time, but
That's
I
okay.
had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun hanging out and chatting. All right, bye everybody. Have a great weekend. Are you streaming tomorrow?
I think I'm gonna play some Dark Souls tomorrow.
Hell yeah, everybody tune
Yes.
in for Cinders Dark Souls
Yeah.
tomorrow. Yay! Okay.
Let's send them
Bye.
goodbye.